Hello everyone, welcome to this new GSC tutorial. I will be teaching the most elemental things, so everything I teach here should be known for the rest of the episodes, and you don't need the prior coding knowledge to keep up with this series, because this first episode is going to teach the essentials of programming. First, we are going to download Visual Studio Code, which is the program we are going to use to type our own scripts. Just click download. I already have it downloaded, so just go here to the installer and we are going to accept. Next. Now if you don't have these two options with the tick on the box, just click them and add them with the open with code options. Click next and then install. I already have it, so I don't click install. Once Visual Studio Code is installed, we are going to head to the left side. This one on the top is to see the whole project files. The magnifier is to search for a certain word in the whole project, and you can even replace them. And then the bottom one is for the extensions. The one we are going to use is the GSC one made by Sirius. It's the first one that appears when you type GSC. Just click it and install. Now to download the T4 scripts, which is the World War GSC dump, we are going to click the link of the description, then we go to the green button here that says code, we click it, and the last option, download zip. Once we download it, we just right click it, extract here, we wait for it to finish, and then the new folder we are going to right click it and open with code. These scripts are the one that Call of Duty World War uses, so you can take a look and investigate how everything works in the game. Now we are going to add our own scripts into the game. I will be using the Plutonium game client for Call of Duty World War. The link is on the description, it's free. So we head to code wall. I have prepared two scripts. The base Pluto script is the one that does nothing and it's ready to use. Tutorial 1 examples is the one that I have prepared for this tutorial. It's basically full of prints to show everything that I will explain on this video. Now once we have downloaded any of these scripts, we're going to place it on the Plutonium folder, so we have to type app data. Then we have to go one folder back, we click local, then search for Plutonium, we go to storage, T4 because it's World War, it's the fourth Triage game, raw, and then we have scripts and we have placed it inside. Then once we have placed the script, we right click scripts and open with code. Okay, so once we're into the game, the first thing we're going to do is, for an easier testing, instead of having to press escape, restart level and restart, instead of doing this, we are going to assign that to a button so we can test our scripts easier. So we copy this line, bin F1 fast restart, we head into the game, and the button right under escape is the one to open the console. We click it, we paste, and now whenever I press F1 it's the same, so it's way easier and comfortable. But there's one downside. If we make a change on our script, it's not going to load the new change, it's just still going to behave like the old version. So that's what map restart is for. And the reason we're adding both vines is because map restart takes longer. As you can see, there's a loading bar on the bottom, so it makes a full map loading. And if you want, you can add the F3 disconnect, which sends you back into the main menu, and quit just closes the game. Okay, now we are going to see what we can type into the code and do within the functions. So as you can see, the first thing we can do is making comments, just doing two slashes, and after the two slashes everything turns green. So if it's not green, it can error. If we make it green, it means that we are ignoring whatever is after, so we can make useful comments to remember the things. If we want to make a big comment, we can do, instead of two slashes, we can do slash followed right after by a star. So doing that, everything is comment until it finds a star and a slash. So as you can see, everything is green because I deleted the star, and whenever the star is here after the slash, then it means the end. This is very useful, and we can make them small just by clicking this arrow right here so we can minimize it. Now with the variable types, the first one is undefined, and undefined is referred on other languages as null or void. It literally means that the variable holds nothing. Then we have some obvious one like integers, numbers, and float point numbers. Now for the boolean, if you don't know what a boolean is, it's basically a 1 or a 0. So to know that, we are using the keywords true and false. So true basically holds a 1 and false a 0. And for strings, strings are for words, but they have a special property. Once we have set a string, as you can see, the string is here set to hello world, we can add then, after the variable name, we can add dot size to see how long that word is. So we are going to print everything on the screen, and you will see that undefined is not going to be printed because it's literally devoid, it's nothing. And then the other lines I'm going to print, and the string.size is going to say how long hello world is. Also take in mind that the spaces also do count. We're in the game, remember to do F2 or map restart, and there you go, everything is printed correctly as we wanted to. Arrays are a list of elements that can hold as many values as you want. To indicate that we're creating an array, we use the brackets. To add a value in a position of the list, we have to do so by indicating the index in between the brackets. Then we can hold any value we want, any variable. When printing an array, you can use the dot size property to see how many values it has currently. And if you want to print a specific value, you just indicate that by saying the index in between the brackets. As you can see, it's correct. Currently it has 3 positions, and then the position 0 holds the value 7. In GSC, you can use strings as indexes. They don't have to be numbers. In this case, I added A and B as indexes, and the values are letter A and letter B. Now I'm going to add also a print for the index A, and now the list should be 5 since I added 2 extra slots. And as you can see, the print is different now. It's size 5 and the letter A is being printed. Structs are a different way to hold multiple data in a single variable. To indicate that we are creating a new struct, we use it with the function spawn struct. To indicate that we are creating a new variable inside a struct, we indicate so with a point. Then we can just assign the value we want. Notice how we can also give arrays inside the structures and vice versa. To print a value is the same. We take the name of the struct variable, then followed by a point, and then the name of the subvariable. Notice how we are not going to get any print from the undefined as we didn't get earlier. And there you go, those are the prints. The last variable type is a function pointer. This variable holds the address of said function. To do so, we have to indicate that by using 2 colons and then the name of the function. To call the function that's stored in the variable, we have to do so by using 2 brackets before and after the variable, then a parenthesis with any optional arguments. In this case, I have none, because this function all it does is print hello world. And we got the print hello world. The operators are the symbols that allow us to make mathematical and logic instructions. On the first example, we have the basic ones, and those are the results of said operations. Now we are going to use the logical operators, so only certain code gets run. This is how you create an if statement. Your code inside is only run if the condition evaluated is true. You can evaluate multiple conditions after the if, adding an else if statement right after. However, if one of them is hit, the rest of the code is not evaluated. You can add an else statement at the end, and this code is only run if none of the conditions before are evaluated as true. For the numbers a being 7 and b being 3, we are evaluating to see if a is bigger, equal, or smaller. Notice that you can also include the equal right after a smaller than or greater than to include the same value as true. If you want to add multiple conditions, then we can use the AND operator, so both of them need to be true, or the OR operator, so only one of them needs to be true. Also, we can revert the result with the exclamation mark. To get these prints, we need to meet both conditions because it's an AND operator, so number b has to be greater than 0 and also smaller than 5. And to get this print, only one of them needs to be true. Number a has to be smaller than 0, which in this case is not true, and number a has not to be equal to 3.14, so it's true. And as you can see, we got the correct prints. Loops allow us to repeat something multiple times. If we know that we are going to repeat something a fixed amount of times, then we have to use the for loop. The syntax is as follows. First we set up the iterator with any value, then we make a condition which needs to be true to keep repeating, and then the iterator change. In this example, I will make a counter to go from 1 to 5. So I'm starting the iterator I as 1, making the condition that it needs to be smaller or equal to 5 to keep looping, and I'm going to increment the value at the end, the iterator. And now the loop should get started, and there you go, it will keep going to 5, and then the count is finished. If you don't know how long you have to repeat something, you have to use the while loop. In this case, the syntax is very easy, you just have the condition and the code you want to run. In this example, I'm going to check when did the player move for the first time. So I'm storing the location value on position, then I'm going to check if the position I store is the same as the current player origin. Also remember that it's very important to add any kind of wait inside a while loop, otherwise you may get a crash. And now as long as I'm not moving, it's going to say you are not moving. And now I'm gonna change position, and you finally move. This is it. This is the end of the video. Before leaving, if you're new to programming, I highly suggest you to learn these keywords and these tokens so you know that they do exist, and you cannot assign the name of a variable to any of these words. On the next episode, I will teach how to add parameters to your function, how to return certain values, and also how to use functions from other scripts. If you want to learn something specifically about GSC, just tell me in the comments. I hope this video was very helpful to you, and see you in the next one.